Mike Avery Outdoors Vimeo channel as well. My name is Mike Avery, and I'm glad to have you along with us this evening for another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Something we do every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And I am exceptionally glad to have you along with us once again. Just finalizing some settings here. There we go. Hello, Ryan. Nice to have you along with us tonight. Again, my name is Mike Avery. This is the Mike Avery Outdoors Facebook page, Mike Avery Outdoors YouTube channel, and it's another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Carl, good evening. How are you? Nice to have you with us as well. On a beautiful Wednesday evening in my neck of the woods. Hey, Eric. How are you? Norm, it's nice to see you as well. Hello, Carol. I'm doing great. How are you this evening? Stu checking in from the 45th parallel. Hello, Tim. Good evening. How are you? Well, Tim, I'm glad to have you along with us as well. Randy, good evening. How are you this night? On a very... Hey, Jimmy. How are things? How is the real estate biz right now? It's a really nice evening out there right now. Supposed to get some rain coming in. Hey, Captain, how are you? Hey, Mark, are you going to be running charters or not? There's some confusion in my mind as to whether that is allowed or not. Give me your thoughts on that if you would, please. George, nice to have you along with us. Hello, Richard. Say hi to what's her name for me. And we all know that's a joke, right? Ed, nice to have you along with us as well. Hello, Donald. This is the Mike Avery Outdoors Facebook page, the Mike Avery Outdoors YouTube channel. Got another picture of the cat. Pat, I'm not sure what that means. Tennessee checking in with us. Stay safe. It's getting crazy out there. Yeah, you stay safe and healthy, my friends. And it is kind of crazy out there, isn't it? Wisconsin checking in. How are you this evening? Pinconning's checking in as well. You can't run them. Okay. That's got to hurt, eh, Mark? She says hi. What's her name says hi? Oh, my goodness. Anyway, once again, my name is Mike Avery. This is the Mike Avery Outdoors Facebook page, the YouTube channel, and the Vimeo channel as well. My name is Mike Avery. And this Wednesday Night Live is something I do. Hey, Scott, I just posted a picture of the birds you sent me. Have them stick around for me, will you? Joe Voro, my friend. We rarely see you here with us on Wednesday Night Lives. Thanks for joining us. Always a pleasure to have you checking in, my friend. Nothing but crystal light in the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation Yeti tonight. Although I think when I get done here, I might go out and see if I can find a spot out of the wind and maybe light up a cigar. Tim, Bill Martin, how are you, Bill? How's retirement treating you? Bill, I bet are you down in Florida or are you back up here now? Stayed safe last night, worked on a customer instead of during the day. Oh, that makes sense, Richard. Makes sense. Jason, nice to have you along with us. Jason, enjoyed sharing information with you about those holsters. Who's on the talking agenda tonight? Thank you, John, for asking. Thank you for getting me back on point. Because maybe I got a little distracted there. Tonight, we want to talk about, can we go hunting and fishing in Michigan with the governor's mandate? Is that allowed? Bonita Springs checking in, 88 degrees. Thank you. I'd appreciate that. Ron St. Louis, Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters just checked in. They will be, Ron tells me at this point, they do plan on having their spring bear hunts in White River. God willing and the border being open. So let's talk about this hunting and fishing right now. As you know, here in Michigan, we are under it feels like martial law, I got to be honest with you. But it's not. We can still get out and move around in a very limited fashion. Is our state closing any public land? No, we are not. The boat launches are open. Bill says he's hoping our bear hunts in Canada are still open. Bill, I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better. My daughter, by the way, When did I shave my head? It's not completely shaved. I did this a while ago, and it feels good. It feels really good. We are under some pretty strict guidelines here in Michigan as far as what we can do and what we can't do. But we can go hunting and fishing. I had Ed Golder from the DNR, who is their chief public relations officer, on the radio show today for air this weekend. We can, I repeat, it is allowed. We can go hunting and fishing. The state boat launches have not been closed. They have waived the recreational passport permit needed for public lands. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Technically, to go fishing, I'll get to my daughter here in a minute. She's feeling better, by the way. You have to stay 6 feet away. You have to abide by the social distancing. But we can go hunting and fishing here. Thank God they didn't take that away from us. Now, I don't want to get too far offline here, but too far off subject here, but I'll be honest. I was one of those people who was kind of poo-pooing this entire situation. And then my daughter got sick. And she got really sick. And she's feeling better, and to be honest with you, it looks like she had it. They tested her. And because they wouldn't test her because she was not in a high-risk group. But she shows all the symptoms of being sick. And once I saw somebody who was sick, a young, healthy person, as hard as it was on her, I thought, you know what, this is maybe kind of a big deal. It is maybe kind of legit. Ed says squirrel hunting's still open, not for much longer. So whether you agree or not that this virus is the concern that they say it is, the social impact and the economic impact is real. We can't deny that. Bill had it at ATA and then shot. It was bad. Rob Trott with us again, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a pleasure. Rob, nice to have you along with us. Gun leg tonight. Marcy. We're going to miss you guys so much. I am so sorry that this whole situation prevented a get-together for you guys. Just know that, Marcy, you and Bernie and the kids are always going to be in our heart and always going to be in our minds and in our prayers. You are a wonderful family. We're going to miss you on this side of the state, and you're going to be a huge blessing to the people that you work with over there. Brent's with us. Good evening. A good friend of mine, John Pickleman. Hey, John, how are things in Wisconsin? Wisconsin, eh? I hear you have a new job, my friend. Congratulations. She is getting better. I don't want to give anybody the wrong impression. My daughter is feeling much better. There was a time when I thought I was going to be going downstate and actually going into quarantine with her because she was that sick, and my wife and I did not feel comfortable having her be alone when she was that sick. Has the DNR shut down completely? No, they have not. The DNR has not shut down. People are working remotely. They're working from home, but work is still getting done. And I'll tell you this right now. If I was a conservation officer or if I was a police officer, you couldn't get me to pull over a car right now. They talk about, state troopers are going to be pulling over cars. That's exactly right, Bill. They're going to be pulling over cars to check and see if you are authorized to be on the road. Baloney. Any trooper or any deputy or any city cop, if it was me, I'm not going to pull somebody over for a traffic violation right now or something. Yeah, that's the lawyer, Bernie. For something relatively minor. I'm not going to stick my head into a car of strangers, people I don't know. You don't know what they've been exposed to. I wouldn't do it if I was a cop. Yeah, Bill says traffic stops. Not happening. If I was wearing a badge, they wouldn't be happening. That's for sure. Thank you, Nancy. Appreciate that. Lance Valentine, Walleye 101, Teaching Fishing. Lance was with me today on the Polar Craft podcast. And you know Lance. Lance is the consummate professional. Exactly, Dave. That's my impression as well, Dave. Craig Plowman, my friend, how are you? If they do, tell him you have the virus. So that would be mean. I'm Avery's live on YouTube right now. Interesting. We're going to give away a Michigan brand ham here in just a couple of minutes. Nick Grillo could not join us, so I'm going to give it away tonight. Noon tomorrow, we're here in Florida. We'll go stay-at-home orders. Tomorrow in Florida, you're going to be stay-at-home, huh? There is a fine line, in my opinion, between stay home, stay safe, and between Big Brother, 1984, totalitarian society. I get it. I get it. You are essential, Mike. I get it. But I just bristle. Martial law has not been declared. Right. Glad to have you along with it. Are the gun stores still open here? Well, this is interesting. Jay Sporting Goods is closed. Duncan's Outdoor Shop is closed, but yet I see some other shops are open. In Illinois, they declared the gun shops as essential businesses, which really surprised me because there are a few states more anti-gun than Illinois. Here in Michigan, they did not declare the gun shops essential businesses. So in theory, unless those shops sell food or something, and maybe that's the way they're getting around it, they should be closed down. Well, thank you, Craig. That's very nice of you to say. Would you rescue a dog this weekend if you had to? I don't know what you mean by that, Butch. Hey, Paul, how are you? Oh, I want to tell you this, too, before I forget. If you were with us at Wednesday Night Live at the Lumberjack Restaurant, you met our friends from Freakin' Pickles. In fact, some of you won gift certificates from Freakin' Pickles. Great people, great product. I'm addicted to their products. They're like a healthy snack. Tim Roller, how are you? Lance says Charters had told to shut down until April 13th. Heard someone got a ticket today for running a trip. Interesting. Jim says Cabela's in Mount Clemens still selling guns like crazy. All the ammunition is almost gone. You can never have enough guns, Norm. Freakin' Pickles. Since they have not been able to go to all the outdoor shows across the state, Freakin' Pickles is now shipping directly. They will drop ship to your house. Go to the website. I think it's freakinpickles.com, freakinpickles.com. Yeah, maybe they sell the Mike Avery snacks. That's why they can get away with it. So help out our friends from Freakin' Pickles. They make a great product. They are getting hit extremely hard by this, like everybody else is. Is anybody exempt from this right now? No. But we can still hunt and fish. The state DNR boat launches are open. There's a lot of baloney going around right now that we can't go hunting or fishing, that the state boat launches have been closed. They haven't. And if you go to a DNR launch and you see that the dock is not in the water, it doesn't mean the launch is closed. It just means they haven't put the dock in the water yet. That's all it means. Speaking of charter captains, cruising in the new Mopar. I didn't know you got a new Mopar. You went Dodge? Did you really, Paul? My charter, I'm still waiting for my charter captain paperwork I'm still waiting for the Coast Guard to acknowledge they have my paperwork. But I have a feeling right now with everything going on, getting Mike Avery his captain's license is a low priority for the Coast Guard. Shall we give away a Michigan brand ham for Easter? The Grillo family is very generous. They give us hams for the holidays, every holiday, and Easter is a great holiday to have a ham. Let's do that. Hour and 40 drive, bird dog, 2.5 years old. Let's do this right now. How do you win a Michigan brand ham? They are they're not getting rid of them. The state parks have temporarily suspended the need for the state park pass. What do they call that little sticker? You don't need it right now. It's not that they're getting rid of it. You just don't need them right now. Do you want to win a Michigan brand ham? Make a comment here right now about why you should win a ham. Since I am the judge tonight, since Nick couldn't join us, we're going to do it for 3 minutes. 3 minutes only, starting right now. Make your comment about why you deserve to win a Michigan brand ham for Easter. And please don't give me a comment like I'm going to give it to some needy family. That is a wonderful, wonderful sentiment. It is very much a very noble sentiment, but it makes it impossible for me to draw a winner. You got 2.5 more minutes. Make a comment about why you would want to win a Michigan brand ham, courtesy of the Grillo family, our friends from Michigan Brand Meats. Easter's on your birthday this year. Thinking a yummy Michigan brand ham would be a nice birthday present. Linwood Beach Marina is closed, but their launch is open to the public, a donation jar. Thank you, Mark. I did not know that. Kim Gleason, how are you this evening? My boat, my Angler Quest, is at Linwood Beach Marina right now, but I can't get to it. Nothing can be done about it. It is what it is. 2 minutes to win the Michigan brand ham. Winner, winner, ham bone dinner, Mark says, Captain Mark. Chad says he's a Michigander in Oklahoma and would enjoy a taste of home. Oh, Nancy, that's a good one right there. It's a good one right there. Biggest ham in Michigan? No, you're not. There are bigger hams. 1.5 minutes for the Michigan brand ham. What's her name demands? They're going to think that you are so rude, and I am so rude by referring to your lovely wife as what's her name, Richard, but it is a joke. First walleye on our yard craft today. Maybe we'll celebrate that. You got 1 minute for the Michigan brand ham. Make your comments now. If you would like to win a Michigan brand ham, tell me why. And maybe you will be getting one for Easter. 15 seconds. You know I'm not really keeping track of this, right? 14, 13, 10. You know what's coming next, right? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That means the contest is over. I know you love it. Actually, I know you hate it when I do that. Oh, pick me, Ken and Jen says. Never had a Michigan brand ham. You should. Paul says, wife says he is the ham. All right. She is a saint. Absolute saint. All right, here is the winner of this week's mute time. Oh, the winner of this week's Michigan brand ham said, what was it? It was something about toilet paper. Trading a ham for toilet paper or something like that. Scott Dietrich. Turn down the speakers. Hey, Chevy, how are you? Scott Dietrich. Congrats on winning this week's Michigan brand ham for the holidays, our ham for Easter. My wife's not home right now. She's still at work. Scott, send me a private message here on the Facebook page with your shipping address. I will pass it along to Nick Grillo, and he will get you that Michigan brand ham. So, Scott Dietrich, congrats on your Michigan brand ham for Easter. Well, don't thank me, Scott. Thank Nick Grillo, the Grillo family. The most annoying sound in the world. I'm trying to make it that way, Chris, so thank you. Shall we talk about... I mentioned something earlier today, and I found out that it's wrong. Yes, I am wrong occasionally, like all the time lately. I was talking earlier today on the Facebook Live, and also I mentioned it on the radio show, so I'm hosed for that. I can't correct that. I was talking about this being a good time with the kids off school to have them take an online hunter education class, a hunter safety class. I found out this afternoon the DNR has suspended all online classes as well. So that's not going to work. So I made a mistake there, so I'm correcting it before I forget. You want to recount? There was a hanging Chad, Mike? Remember hanging chads? Let's talk about who's on the show this week. I went into this week's radio show trying to keep it as, I don't want to say lighthearted, but trying to keep it as neutral as I could and trying to minimize. You got to have April 1st, Randy. That's one of my topics of discussion tonight. But I could not avoid the topic of COVID-19 completely because it's affected all of us. Matt Pedigo from the Michigan Wildlife Council joins me, and one of the things we talked about actually was getting kids involved in the outdoors, and now is a great time to take an online hunter safety class. I wish I had some. Jerry Widener of the Hunter Safety System also joins me. It turns out that their product they came up with last fall for scent elimination, it's called ElimiShield, turns out it is extremely effective as a hand sanitizer. So if you can't get any hand sanitizer and you can get your hands on some ElimiShield, that is actually a more effective and longer lasting hand sanitizer than hand sanitizer is. And I wish I had a bottle to show you. I apologize for that. I screwed up there. So we talk about that. Then Jeff Poet of Jay's Sporting Goods joins me to talk about their temporary closure. In hour number 2, we lighten it up a little bit. For the beginning of the hour, we're talking with Greg Abbas of A-Way Outdoors about turkey hunting and how to call turkeys. Then Ed Golder from the DNR. He joins me with this week's Ask Avery segment, in fact, to talk about what's going on in the DNR. Our Ask Avery segment this week, Nate Willert asked me, first of all, Adam Bigelow said, I need to take the kids fishing because they're cooped up, they're stir crazy, I got to take them fishing. Can I do that? I do not have a link to ElimiShield, but it's ElimiShieldHunt.com, ElimiShieldHunt.com. Yes, you can take the kids fishing right now. You're not going to get in trouble for it. Technically, if it's somebody outside of your primary or your household, single-family household, you're supposed to keep 6 feet from them. Second question I asked Ed Golder. Are the state boat launches open, the DNR launches? The answer is yes. Marty, it's going to be a while before the DNR opens their hunter safety classes, I think. It's going to be a while. That's why I thought online would be a great option right now, but that's not even an option. State boat launches are open. For now. He stressed, for now. Because everything changes so fast, and if the governor gets another wild hair and wants to do something more drastic, she can do it. Does it bother anybody else? Because I will be honest, it bothers me a little bit that we live in a society that one person can arbitrarily make decisions that we all have to live by and nobody questions it. I'm not saying that these actions are not necessary. I'm not saying these actions are not helping the cause. I'm not saying that at all. But man, we just go along with this stuff like sheep. Tim says the DNR should suspend fishing license requirements for now. I don't know if that's going to happen. I tell you what, the DNR is going to want all the money they can get. Glenn, good evening. How are you, my friend? Can you use ORV trails? Good question, Brandon. I don't know the answer. I would say yes. Let's not send any geese over to my house, Bernie. I'll talk about those in a minute as well. And we wrap up the second hour of the show. Yes, you can get your fishing license online. That was my next question. The new licenses, and yes, I didn't do my CPL training online, Jen, but I did renew my permit. Agreed, Lancet. Carl Yider from the Yider Insurance Group wraps up hour number 2. He's talking about, and the reason it made me ask him this, I'm thinking about all my friends who are charter captains, and they're losing all this business. over something they had no control over. Is there any recourse? Does their insurance cover this at all? And Carl said there is nothing that covers an act like this where the government just shuts people down. It is what it is. In hour number 3, we talked to Brad Dupuy of Angler Quest Boats about southern Michigan coho fishing, trolling for those fish up in shallow water, warm water. He says the action is phenomenal. We also talked to him about polar craft and how that's all working out. And then wild game chef extraordinaire Dave Miner wraps it all up. Missouri lifted their fishing license requirements. No, the DNR website is not shut down, Mike. There was a situation where the online license portion of the website was down for maintenance. That was a scheduled thing. That's back up. So your new hunting and fishing licenses, you'll need them April 1st. You can either buy them online or you can buy them at any of the in-person license retailers that are still out there. For example, Meijer is open. They have licenses. Walmart's open. They have licenses. I think some of the hardware stores, I think some are open. Some of those have licenses. Well, Paul, I tell you what deterred the geese in my backyard. I put up a 3-foot-high snow fence, and the stupid things are so stupid they can't figure out they can fly over it, and it's keeping them out of my yard. I used to like geese. I don't like geese anymore at all. Geese are just big flying rats. However, I look at that pond full of geese, and I think, man, if it ever got bad enough, I got a whole pond full of protein behind me. Just saying. And then after we did the radio show, as I said, we recorded this month's Polarcraft podcast with Lance Valentine. Hardware stores and Home Depot still open. Lumber yards closing tomorrow, Glenn says. I wish I could... that's a good story right there, Richard. I like it. I wish I could get to my boat, because I think a couple hours on Saginaw Bay would be wonderful right now. And let's think about this. Because we can still hunt and fish, a lot of things going on in the world right now we have no control over. And I'll say it again. And I don't mean to be preaching. God is in control. Man is never in control. Look around. Does man have the ability to screw things up? Of course. Does man excel at screwing things up? Absolutely. God is in control. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. It's going to happen for a reason. Got to have faith. I think anytime we can get on the water or in the woods right now is good for us. It's good for us emotionally. It's good for us spiritually. It's good for us physically. Get away from people. Hey, John, how you doing? Get away from people. Get out on the water. Get out in the woods. Clear your mind. Refresh your soul. He is awesome, Paul. Lance Valentine is awesome. And keep your body healthy. Get outdoors. They can't take... Well, I shouldn't say they can't. They haven't taken that away from us yet. Scott, you're late to the party, but we're glad to have you here. Great time right now to get out and do some fishing. Despite what the online, Facebook, social media experts will tell you, we can still hunt and fish. The DNR hasn't taken that away. And you know what, Richard? Maybe that's what this is all about. Terry says the mushrooms will be popping soon. Crystal Light in the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. Steve Henshaw, Slayer, how are you, buddy? Slayer says, when you get your charters license, I'd love to come. Me and the family love to do some fishing. Slayer, you have an open invitation on my boat. whether I have the captain's license or not. You and your family have an open invitation on my boat anytime. I would love to meet you in person. I'd love to urban angling and turning city kids on to fishing and the outdoors. You are the man, Slayer. Steve Henshaw, you are the man. And if I can take you and your family fishing, I would love to. I don't need my captain's license to do that. We can just go fishing. Ed Beckley, how are you, my friend? I love what you did with your shop, and you're selling some groceries. You're a smart man, Eddie. You're a smart man. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to Quebec for my springtime bear hunt. If not, it is what it is. I certainly hope that things are back on track so I can go to White River. Hold on a second. That was kind of bright back there. I hope that things have cleared up enough so that by the middle of August, so I can go back to White River and hunt with Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters. It would break my heart if we can't go up there. Oh, that was bright, wasn't it? Yeah, much, much better. Way to go, big guy. Way to get rid of that. What else is on my list? 3, 4. You still got 3 or 4 feet of snow up there in White River, Rob? Okay, let me go through a few more things on my list. I talked about we can still hunt and fish. The state boat launches are open. The DNR launches are open. My charter captain paperwork still waiting to hear on that. I did renew my CPL online, and it was a breeze. Much easier. Now that the state police have it, much easier. Prayers for your buddy Brandon Taphouse, please. Transfer to U of M, possibly the first case diagnosed in Shiawassee County. Wow, he has it bad, huh? Huh, man. Yes, absolutely. Paul says, do they still have toilet paper in White River? If so, Paul, well, you can't make the drive because the border's closed. Hey, Paul? Online hunter education classes, I misspoke earlier. They are not available now. I did get gas for $1.24 a gallon at my local Shell convenience store. I took advantage of the fuel rewards, and I bought 4 packs of Mike Avery Hunter Sticks from Michigan Brand Meats. 4 times 7 is 28 cents. So 28 and 5, I saved 31 cents a gallon. I got gas for $1.24. Hey, Ted, how are you? I was just talking about freaking pickles and the fact that you guys are now shipping them, Ted. The goose barricade in the backyard is working. M80s didn't work. If I had a dog, that's what I need, a dog. But my neighbors have a dog, but the dog won't chase geese. Perch are showing up in the cuts around Standish. Lots of fishermen right now. I bet there are, Joe, because lots of people have time on their hands. Ted, can I assume, and I don't mean to bring up bad, but I got to believe Dart and Archery is closed right now, right? Along with a lot of other companies. Get a border collie. Hey, Roxanne, how are you? Yeah, lots of old phone books. What is that? Oh, phone. Hey, Sherry, I was just talking about freaking pickles and how you have your shipping now. I am addicted to freaking pickles. They're a healthy snack. They're very, very tasty. And since we can't go to the shows like Outdoor Ram is over, but, you know, some of the hunt and fishing shows, you can get them online, have them shipped to you. Freakingpickles.com, I believe. Hello, Bruce. How are you? Hey, does anybody know, Scott Hand, I haven't seen Scott with us tonight, is Walleye for Warrior still on? Has that been canceled or is that still on? Well, Ted, the problem is I live just inside the city limit. I mean, just inside the city limit. So I'm limited in what I can do to address the geese situation, the goose situation. Although I found out my neighbors are just as dissatisfied with them as I am. And they might look the other way if I if I went on goose patrol. We got about 10 more minutes, my friends. Ask me some questions. What do you want to talk about? Anything you brought up. I've been spouting off the entire evening, Time for you to get involved. Are there pickles in the store? Bernie, as far as I know, and Sherry will correct me, as far as I know, their pickles are not in the store. They're actually store, but they're working on a retail shop in Taos, Au Gres. They're really, I'm telling you, they're very good. And they're healthy. So it's all good there, right? Nathan, I am doing my best to stay healthy. That's for sure. Goose meat sticks. I figure, even though technically I'm going to be 62 here, Au Gres. The shop will be in Au Gres. Is it open now? Ted, Sherry, is the store open now? That would be very cool. I am I am the healthiest I have been in 25 years. The weight is down, but more importantly, I didn't get an owl decoy. I can't shoot a pellet gun in the city. Not this city, Steve. But I put up a snow fence, a 3-foot high green snow fence. It doesn't look bad, and it's very, very effective. But my cardiovascular health is excellent. My innards, right? I walk a lot. Can't get a crop damage permit here in the city. Opening Memorial Weekend. Excellent, Sherry. Thanks for not shutting down Wednesday night. Oh, listen, I'll be doing Wednesday night live as much. All right, here we go. Andy, thanks for asking. Any word on putting in the docks at public access? What you got to remember is some docks are run by the state. Some are run by cities. Some are run by counties. They're all going to do it differently. I would suspect that manpower is down right now. So that's going to slow things down. Some people have been going to the state launches and seeing that some of the docks aren't in the water and making the wrong assumption that the DNR has closed state boat launches. They have not. So just because a dock is not in the water doesn't mean the launch is closed. I realize it can be a hassle to launch a boat without a dock. But no, I don't have any word on when the different municipalities are going to put in the docks. Yeah, I've seen people. The other thing I heard was that if you string a heavy-duty fishing line, like 3 lines of heavy-duty fishing line between some stakes, that would keep them out. I had no luck with that at all. They wandered right. They actually put their head under the top string and above the second string, and they just crawled through it. Charters being non-essential. Yes, Scott, I did. Charters are considered non-essential businesses, so charters are not allowed to run right now. Like some of the captains, like Lance Valentine, had already decided he wasn't going to do it. What a tough decision that was, I'm sure. Jay's Sporting Goods, Duncan's Outdoor Shop, had decided they were going to shut their doors before the state closed them down. I cannot believe gun shops are not essential businesses. In Illinois, they were deemed essential businesses. Anti-gun Illinois. But in Michigan, they're not deemed essential businesses. And if they're not essential, how is it? Is Northwoods open? I think Northwoods is open. I heard Frank's was going to be open today. And I heard Cabela's and some of the big stores are open. You can't hear a bow after dark, that's for sure, Rob. But you can hear that goose squawking. That's what I'm saying, Jason. Quite a few of the gun shops are still open. They probably don't have any ammo, but they're open. Speaking of that, my favorite, I love this one, SIG P365. I've had a lot of people ask me, what should I get? What should I get? Louis says, yes, Northwood and Frank's are open. You got to get what feels good in your hand. And then you got to shoot it. Because they have a retail food license, Curtis said. Yes, Ted is Sherry's hubby, so they're all part of the Freakin' Pickles venture. Northwoods has food. Jay's had food. Duncan's, I don't think, did. All right, my friends, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Oh, they're still open. The pot stores are still open. In fact, I went to get some cigars yesterday. I was Jones, and I thought they're going to close down the cigar stores. And they did close down the strictly tobacco stores. But the one store I go to has, and Rob, I feel bad for you, Rob, that you can't have a handgun in Canada. What a crock. Don't go out and buy a gun right now in a panic because you think you need a gun. The time to get a gun is when things are calm and you can pick it up and get to know it and spend some time with it. Guns are great tools, but they're a tool. They can get you in trouble. They can get you out of trouble. My dad, who was a cop for 35 years, always told me this. He said, just remember, a gun can get you in as much trouble as it can get you out of. And this was 40 years ago he told me that. Think of how things have changed since then. Michael, I got to be honest, when you tell me HR 5717, and I had this conversation with somebody earlier, I don't know what that means. No, Brian, you like people say when we go up there bear hunting, oh, I hope you're taking a gun. I hope you're taking a handgun. No, you can't take a handgun on a bear hunt in Ontario or Quebec. Absolutely not. Another reason to be an American. I love my friends in Ontario. I love my friends in White River. But not to be able to have handguns? It's part of our culture here. All right? You're a knife person? Get inside my personal space. You'll use it if necessary. I also love knives, Chris. This is my newest one here. This is a gift from my friends at the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. As you can see, Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. This is the first Kershaw I have ever owned. It will not be the last. I am extraordinarily impressed with this gun. I was pretty much a buck guy before this. This is probably the best production knife I've ever owned. Like if you get the custom knives, right, from like White River or used to be Rapid River. It's Rapid River Knife Works. You get some of those. Those are great. But they're production knife companies from the Kershaws and the Bucks and stuff. This is a wonderful knife. I love this. Very well made. A little bit heavy because it's solid. And I use this thing every day. I'm always reaching into my pocket and grabbing a knife, whether it's to open a package, to sharpen something, to trim up something. You can't go wrong with a knife. Yes, this is an American-made Kershaw, and they are great. I'm telling you, I really, really like this knife. It's a little bigger than what I was carrying. I was carrying a smaller buck in my pocket. This one is a little bigger. It's got the clip, and I just put it in my pocket. Really, really like it. Coral Springs, Florida, checking in. How are things in Coral Springs? If you have DUIs, you can't go over either. It's a felony in Canada. Absolutely. My post-apocalypse plans? I don't know. This ain't the apocalypse. Alan, who bought my Islander. Alan out in Washington State, out there in the heart of it. Things are bad, and they're going to get worse. It's going to get worse before it gets better. There's no doubt about that. I will say it again. I will put my Pastor Mike hat on. God is in control. We don't know how things are going to turn out. A lot of people, a lot of us are going to be hurt tremendously along the way. Possibly physically, certainly emotionally, definitely financially, economically. It hasn't even begun to take its toll yet. God is in control. There is a reason this is happening. I don't pretend to know why it's happening because none of us know why it's happening, but know that there is a reason. And know that God is in control. Now is the time to pray for your family, your friends, your leaders, your medical people, your first responders, your family, and yourself. Pray that God will give you peace in this turmoil that's going on in the world. It's going to be all right. Regardless of how it turns out, it's going to be all right. Stay safe. Do what you can to stay healthy. Check on the people around you, your family, your friends, the older folks you know. And by older, I mean older than me. When they talk about people older than 60 being in the high-risk group, I'm like, I'm not in a high-risk group. All right, my friends. Congratulations, Scott, for winning the Michigan brand ham. Thank you to Nick Grillo, the Grillo family, and Michigan brand meats for giving us that ham. If you did not, Scott, send me a private message with your address. I will hand that along to Nick. You worry for your wife. She's in the hospital. Absolutely, Carol. Get out there, scout turkey. Send some positivity everywhere. All right, my friends, if you can, get out on the water, get out in the woods, take a break, get off social media, except for the Mike Avery Outdoors Facebook page and the Instagram page and the YouTube channel. By the way, the podcast is available on the YouTube channel now. Refresh your mind, refresh your soul, take care of your body, get outdoors, get on the water, get in the woods, take care of yourself, take care of each other. And we will talk with you again here on the Mike Avery Outdoors Facebook page. As always, my friends, thank you for joining me, and thank you so much for your support over the years. I do certainly appreciate it.